So a few weeks ago, I came across this YouTube video uploaded by the channel Jubilee, which was titled, Is Being Fat a Choice? Now, essentially, this was a debate between fat men and fit men on their lifestyle, their choices, and their experiences on being on either side of the spectrum. Now, there are certain parts of this video which are interesting to say the least, but I highly recommend watching it, and I'm going to leave a link down in the description so you guys can watch it too. But essentially, watching that video got me inspired and also got me thinking about the body positivity movement in general. Now, I personally have never been a fan of the body positivity movement. I just don't like what it stands for. I don't like the messaging behind it. I believe that it promotes an unhealthy lifestyle. However, watching this video was a really eye-opening experience for me personally because I got a perspective from people on the unfit side. I got to know things that you otherwise just would not think of and things that you can only feel if you are in their shoes. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my honest opinion on the body positivity movement and whether or not I agree with it or I think it's a scam. Now, before we get into what my thoughts are on the body positivity movement, let's first find out what the movement's about. Now, Wikipedia defines the body positivity movement as a social movement that promotes a positive view of all bodies, regardless of their size, shape, skin tone, gender, and physical abilities. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I've always had very strong opinions on the body positivity movement. I've just never liked what it stands for, and I don't like the message that it preaches. I've always felt like the movement serves as an excuse to adopt an unhealthy lifestyle. Now, the body positivity movement was basically born as a response to all the criticism and bullying that fat people used to go through on social media. While bullying someone is kind of harsh, I also feel like it's extremely necessary because it pushes a person to make that change and get out of that weaker position and improve themselves. Now, I say that from personal experience because I was bullied too. I was a really fat and chubby kid in school, and people used to constantly make fun of my weight. And while it did hurt initially, it also did make me change my lifestyle and it also made me adopt fitness. I went from being this kid that would watch TV, play video games, and eat junk food all day to actually going out, playing, taking up sports, joining the sports team, and my life completely changed from that point onwards. It's because of those experiences that I feel like criticism is a very important part of your growth as a human being. However, criticism is often taken way over the line and it can usually have more negative impacts on a person than positive impacts. And that was one of the perspectives from the people on the show that made me think. I realized that not everybody is the same and not everybody responds to criticism, not everybody responds to bullying in the same manner. Some people might use criticism as motivation to improve themselves, but there are also a lot of people that will use criticism to dig themselves a deeper hole than they already are in. Another thing that I never really considered was how intimidating it can be for an unfit person to walk into a gym. Many people, regardless of their size, feel extremely self conscious about their appearance in social settings. And I'm not just talking about fat people, that can be even skinny people, and there are many, even like healthy people, who feel very, very conscious about themselves and the way they look. There are times where even I feel very conscious about my appearance, and if it's that bad for me, I can imagine how amplified those feelings might be for an unfit person. And to add to that, imagine entering a setting like a gym where everyone is going to look fitter than you. It can honestly be a very overwhelming and daunting experience for anyone. So while I always felt like fat people used to make excuses for going to a gym, I kind of understood why they kind of refrain from going to the gym. It is a really scary experience for them because you never know what anyone is going to say about you. You never know what comments people are going to pass about you. And most importantly, you never know whether people are going to make fun of you or actually encourage you. Now, another thing that I feel like really contributes and adds to this is the fact that most unfit people don't have a lot of fitness information and they don't know where to start their fitness journey. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, oh, bro, it's really not that hard. All you have to do is go to Google and you're going to find tons of workouts and information. But it's not that simple. I feel like the fitness industry has significant shortcomings, especially in regards to this subject. After you're done watching this video, I'm going to ask you to go on either Google or YouTube and search for fitness information or workouts or tips or anything related to the subject. You're going to find an abundance of toxic advice and misinformation. And while there are content creators that are giving you legitimate advice on the internet, there are also a lot of them that are misleading you. Despite millions of fitness videos, workouts, and tips, we need to ask ourselves how many of these are actually giving us accurate information. When a newcomer takes the initial step and comes to a gym, he's going to make mistakes. You can't expect him to have the same level of knowledge that an experienced lifter has. But how many times have we seen people take videos of beginners making mistakes in the gym and post it online just to mock them, instead of actually going after them and correcting them and guiding them? After a certain point, we need to understand that it's not just excuses that's keeping them away from the gym, it's also the environment that we create. It's not just the bullying and criticism that they're facing every single time that they come to the gym. It's also the fact that we are misleading them, and then on top of that, mocking them for misleading them. These negative actions discourage other beginners from even pursuing fitness in the first place. And that's why I've realized that we need to create an environment that's a lot more welcoming and an environment that basically motivates people to improve themselves. In conclusion, my thoughts on the body positivity movement haven't really changed. I still don't like the messaging behind it, I still don't like what it stands for, and I still believe that it does promote an unhealthy lifestyle. However, I now do have a much more deeper understanding of the other side's perspective. And that's why going forward, I'm going to do my best to try and make fitness a much more inclusive and welcoming space for everyone. And if you are a part of the community, I would urge you to do the same. Fitness has genuinely saved my life, and I really want to share it with everybody because I believe that it's one of the best things in the world. And that's going to be it for today's video. This video is a little different from the other videos I usually make. So if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And until I see you in the next video, take care.